Hey everybody, welcome to drive-thru review number 88. Today I'm talking about Mundus Novus. It's a 2 to 6 player card game from Asmodee. It takes about 45 minutes with more players. Once you have somebody that knows how to play, if you have like 2 or 3 players, you can get it done a lot quicker. It's kind of an interesting game. It's a filler-ish game. I wouldn't call it a strict filler, but let's take a look at it and I'll come back and tell you what I think. Okay, let's take a look at what comes in the box. Now you've got 2 types of cards here. You've got these smaller, skinnier cards here, and these are 1 through 9, as well as some wild cards. And you can see they're different colors, and I'll explain those in a minute. And then you've got sort of a thicker, sort of traditional size playing cards up here, and these will give you some special abilities throughout the game. You've also got these coins here, and these are basically the points in the game. And they're all the same size. They've got a different color on the one side, and they're all the same color on the back side because you're going to keep them hidden. At least that's what I gather. The rulebook doesn't actually say, or at least I couldn't find it. So consensus online has been that you keep these hidden. Next we've got a Master Trader marker. It's sort of a first player marker. It's got some other functions in the game as well. And then you've got these little event tokens here. So this one means there's no event for that round, and then there's a couple other event markers there. And you basically look at the rightmost card in this special card row and look at that, and then you'll set the event to that, and then that way if somebody buys these cards and this event goes away, that event still stays around for the rest of the round, and you just use that to remind you what the event is. Now on the back of your instruction book is basically everything you need to know to play the game and reference during the game. The instructions are pretty well written. Here's like the list of what the events mean, and then some different ways to score, and sort of the game turn summary. So to start each round, you're always going to deal players 5 cards from this deck here, and you're going to spend and use all of your cards on the turn. If you've got anything left over, most of the time you're just going to dump those if you are unable to use them. There are certain cards up here that allow you to keep cards from round to round. So let's say it's the first round. We've got 5 cards in everybody's hand. Let's say I'm the Master Trader, or the start player, which is randomly decided. I'm going to name either 2, 3, or 4 cards that we're going to trade. And so I can pick any number, 2, 3, or 4, and then everybody has to trade that amount of cards. Let's say I choose 2. I'm going to take these 2, put these face down. Everybody else is going to put cards face down. Then we're going to flip them up. And whoever has the highest total in front of them, adding the numbers together, is going to get the Master Trader. So you may lose this. If there's a tie, then the Master Trader actually decides who would get this. So if you look at this scenario here with 3 players, this player here will be the Master Trader because they've got 13. This guy's got 11 and 12. So he's going to get first choice. So what he's going to do is pick 1 card from one of the other players. Now let's say he takes this card from player 3. He'll take that, keep that into his hand. And now this player will get a choice of the other 2 players. Now he could, if he wanted, choose the first player here again. And let's say he wanted that 9. Now it's back to the first player's choice. Now he cannot choose this guy again to trade from. You can go back and forth once, but then you can't keep going back and forth and back and forth. Obviously in a 2-player game, that rule is ignored. So now he must choose one of the cards from here, from the second player. Now if there's not anything that interests him here, one thing that you can do is there's always 3 face-up cards sort of in a center display. So what he could do is say, I'm going to take this 5, and I'm going to exchange it with this 2, like so, and then he takes and keeps the 2 instead. And then now it's the second player's turn. He maybe takes this 9. Third player's turn, he'll take this, and then he's got only 1 card to choose from, so he may take this one, let's say. Now what are you trying to trade for? Well, basically for the most part on your turn, you're trying to either get all of the same card or all different cards, for the most part. Now, if you're trying to get all of the same cards, the reason that you would do that is to try to purchase one of these items up here, one of these special action cards. If you get all different cards, basically what you're going for on that turn is to score points. So let's take a look here. Now if you notice, we've got 3 different colors of cards. We've got these brown sort of coppery ones. These are the low numbers, 1, 2, 3. We've also got these sort of medium range cards, these blue ones, and these are 4, 5, and 6. And then you've got somewhat more rare cards, and these green ones, 7, 8, and 9 are all green. So if I were to have 3 copper cards and I played those, then I could purchase the rightmost card here for that cost. If I got 4 brown ones, I could purchase any one of the first 3 cards up here. And again, if I had 5 brown ones, I could purchase any card that's available in the display. Now the game also comes with these wild cards, which can be used to substitute for any card in this manner. Now the blue cards are a little bit better. If you have 3 of these, then you get to choose from the first 3 instead of with the brown cards you only get the first 1. If you get 4 of the same number in blue, you can choose any of them. So you only need to get up to 4 blues to be able to choose whatever you want. Now the greens are even better. If you have 3 greens, then you get to choose any of them right off the bat. So these are more rare in the deck, and they get you a little bit better purchasing power in this row here. As soon as you purchase a card, everything slides down, and you flip that up. Now remember, we'll have an event token set to be whatever this was at the beginning of the round, except for the first round. There's no event ever in the first round. And these things are going to change up play. They're going to change up how you can buy cards, how you can score points. It'll kind of deactivate some of these abilities in the game, so it's something to keep in mind for that round. So that's what you're going to do to purchase those. You're going to try to get like 3 of a kind, 4 of a kind, 5 of a kind, and purchase an ability card. You can only do that once per turn. Now if you get all different cards and you play all different cards, you're basically going for points. So here I've got 4 different cards, and that's basically the minimum you need to get any kind of points. Now you can see here, if you play 4 different cards, you get 5 doubloons, or basically 5 points. All the way down to 9 cards, and you get 25 points for that round. Now when you do that, you can't use these wild cards here, in this case. If you want to use wild cards to get points, you're going to play sets of wild cards. So if I played 1 wild card, I'd get 3 points. If I played a pair, I'd get 7, all the way down to 5, and I'd get 25. So you can kind of see you're either going to try to buy something new or to try to get points for that round. So what's the goal of the game? Well, there's a couple of goals and ways that you can win. The first way, and probably the most common way from what I can see, is you're going to try to get 75 points worth of these doubloons here. And in the round that you get 75 points, that'll be the last round, and whoever has the most is going to win. Now the other way that you can win is that if any player plays 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then the wild card on their turn, they're immediately going to win. So that's a lot of cards. There's a lot more than 5. So let's take a look at some of these ability cards, kind of see what they do to give you some idea how you might get to this point or get to where you might be generating a lot of points. Okay, the first card I want to look at are these ships. So these ships will actually allow you to draw extra cards. So after everybody gets dealt 5 cards, you're going to draw 1 face-up card for every ship that the players have in front of them. And then starting with the player that has the lowest total value of ships in front of them, they'll get to choose first, and then going around until everybody has chosen cards for the number of ships that they have. So remember, the lower number the better. So we've got this one here that will actually turn your highest number ship into a 0. That's pretty cool. Now this one is sort of interesting. So for everybody that has more ships than you, if you have this card in front of them, you'll get a coin at the end of every round. This one is a little storage spot, so you can actually put 2 cards face down on top of this to keep for the next round. So you can see you get more cards with the ships, and then you kind of can keep cards for the next round to hopefully give yourself a better hand either way. This one lets you turn any card in to be a 7, 8, or 9 once per turn. More ships. Let's find my... so this one is similar here. Turn any card into a 1, 2, or 3, and also gives you 2 coins per round. I'm trying to find my favorite one. Yeah, here it is. So this is a cool one. There's a couple other specialty ones that are sort of one-offs that are really fun. This one guy will give you a coin per turn, and then when anybody declares the number of cards that you're going to trade, you can say, okay, I want to trade 0. So you can kind of opt out of trading for that turn. It's pretty fun. I like to say, you know, some Billy says, we're going to trade 2, and I say, I will trade 0. And so you can trade 0 up to whatever was named. And even if you are the master trader and naming, I could say I could name 4, and then everybody else is going to, you know, have to trade 4, and I could trade 0. It's kind of fun. So there's a lot of different effects in here that kind of build up your engine, build up the number of cards you get. And then you just play till 75, or somebody kind of shoots the moon and plays 1 through 9 plus the wild card. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed the overview. It is a filler, kind of. I've seen where it takes a few plays for people to stop worrying about so much what's going to happen and just kind of play, which is what really a filler is all about. It's nicer with less people, I think, because you can kind of have more control over what you're trading and things like that. It's just, you know, it's just more control, and you can kind of gauge what the market's going to do. But it's just really light. It's just fun. You get little combos out and, you know, build up your little abilities, and then try to get some big points on some turns, and try to, you know, maybe go to shoot the moon, which I haven't seen happen. But it's a nice quick little trading game, and there's not really much more I can say about it. I quite enjoy it. It's really nice with less people, and it does go a little bit on the long side. I don't think that it should, but I think for some reason the people I played it with seem to get bogged down into it. But if you play it for what it is, it's quick. It's a nice trading game. It's just fun, and you just try to build a good set of cards and then play them. So, thanks.